Live again, episode
Experiment,
2.
experimento dos.
Yeah,
Experiment 2.
I was thinking
Second
of an
live
intro.
experiment. Yeah.
It's Jafu and Luke, they're at it again in the mannequin multiverse.
That sounds like a 90s cartoon intro or something.
I'll have to get Draw and make a sweet cartoon version of us.
Yeah, man, we should do some sort of an intro like that. It'd be awesome just to have like some ritual like with our podcast.
Well, I liked your live East of the Rockies thing. That sounded cool.
Live East of the Rockies, first time caller, long time listener, Jeff on the phone. Loves the show. Yeah, man. Just some sort of an intro like that would be, yeah, it'd be awesome just to give it some ritual and some flavor and that type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So what's happening in the world? Like what have you noticed happening lately that has piqued your curiosity?
Man, I just read an article today. I believe it was 5 teenagers, like all be going to jail for up to like life. They got a bunch of rocks and they threw them off of a bridge, and it killed a 32-year-old man.
Where was this?
I don't know specifically. It was somewhere in the States, I believe. They were referencing. They didn't reference like a specific state when I was reading the article that I came across, anyways. But it referenced a specific bridge. I'm not exactly sure. But I just know that these kids are basically they're yeah. As they're in a pretty rough situation. Like I did read some Reddit comments. Apparently, people were saying that they were being too harsh, but then the one comment was basically saying that these kids actually went out, got a bunch of rocks, put them in the back of a truck, and threw them off the bridge. And apparently, the one rock was 20 pounds, and I seen the picture, and it was it was a huge rock in the windshield. And
So you found this on Reddit?
yeah, it was one of the top news stories on our news.
Because I know you really like Reddit, and I like going on there too from time to time. But the first thing that came to my mind was that you probably saw that on Reddit. So
yeah, you're right.
So 5 teenagers got together and decided to throw rocks off a bridge.
Yeah, one of them was 17, and the rest were 16 or 15. So the 16 and 15-year-olds are in juvie, and the 17-year-old looks like he's getting a bit harder. I watched the video, and he was in an orange vest, an orange jumpsuit, and the rest were in their normal clothes, but they all had handcuffs and chains on.
What? That's so retarded.
I know.
Why would? Oh man! Even when I was that age, I wouldn't have done something like that.
That's from what is it called? The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. Remember him and Elijah Wood? They throw a dummy off of the bridge. Do you remember that?
I remember that movie. But I don't remember. I mean, kind of that part, but what I remember most is the cliff part at the end where the mother has to choose between the good son and the bad son, and she lets the bad son fall to his death.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I guess that movie really did him in, eh? The Home Alone movies that really messed him up because he turned evil after.
Yeah. Yeah, he was an evil kid in that movie. Guess the mom knew it, yeah.
But so there's a scene in The Good Son where he throws him and the good son. So the bad son and the good son decide to get a mannequin or dummy. Mannequin would be fitting since our name of our podcast, but
yeah, it's like some kind of dummy mannequin that they throw off to create a car accident.
I vaguely recall that scene.
Yeah, like I kind of vaguely recall it as well, but yeah, that definitely an evil character played by Macaulay Culkin, and these kids definitely had some evil intention behind what they did.
Man,
So,
I
man,
have to tell.
that's brutal.
Oh yeah, that is brutal. But you just like made me remember something. So Jess and I were watching Ghostbusters, and the little kid, Oliver, or what's his name? That little baby
Oliver
in
Twist?
Ghostbusters. No, that would be that'd be a plot twist. I don't remember that part.
Oliver plot twist.
Yeah, it's an Oliver plot twist. But no, there's a scene in Ghostbusters. Well, there's a lot of scenes with the baby, but his name's like Oliver or something. The little baby in Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, yeah, the one that he gets like taken by the guy who lives in the painting.
The ghost.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
He's like master of the slime that originates from the sewers.
the pink slime sewer river thingy in underneath New York City, underneath the abandoned rail line. They find this river of pink like ooze.
Yeah.
That was definitely
Oliver could be it. I'm not 100% sure though.
Well, that little baby, I feel like it might be Oliver. I keep wanting to say Oliver, but I feel like it might be something else. That little baby in Ghostbusters 2, I just found something out that was really fucked up, man. Because I was like, okay, so Jess and I were watching it tonight, and I was like, I wonder what that baby looks like now, because it was like 1988, 1989, whatever. So I Googled it, and it turns out that he was a twin. That baby was a twin. So it was like two baby twin boys, and he killed himself, man. I was like, what? The baby from Ghostbusters killed himself at 29.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know. I mean, like, yeah, I definitely didn't mean to make it our podcast go into a dark tangent, but you just reminded me of that since we're talking about. I don't even know how we got on that subject, but still, like, I was like, what? That baby killed himself, man, in real life, 29 years old. Isn't that weird? Like, that's dark.
Yeah,
man.
That's a tragedy, man. Like,
well, he had
there's a lot of
illness.
Suicides. Like, sometimes you just only hear about it when like celebrities do it, but it happens all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, but like, because we were like Googling all the, some of the different actors from the movie and just like seeing what they look like and blah blah blah, and then
I always love doing that because you're just like, what, or like you recognize them from like the specific scenes in the movies that you've seen them in as a kid, and you're growing up now, but so are they, and yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes it doesn't turn out the best for them, like Macaulay Culkin. Like, I saw some pictures of him when I was like in my 20s, and
he's a freak, man.
Man, it looked like he was like a drug addict. Man, I remember joking with my sister and like laughing at him, like how weird he looked.
He got real weird, man.
They actually came out with a show, and it was like
I know
Macaulay Culkin playing himself.
Macaulay Broccoli?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, okay, that one.
You're always thinking about broccoli, eh?
I thought you said broccoli. Yeah.
I did sound like broccoli.
I thought you might have said broccoli, but okay, so he played himself in a show.
Yeah, like a YouTube show, and he basically played himself, all grown up, and I believe like traumatized by the fact that his parents forgot him on Christmas multiple times.
I think I might have seen that actually. I think I might have seen that show.
Yeah, I think they made like a little series out of it, but I just seen the one episode and it's just kind of what I just explained there. Just kind of.
I think child acting is really bad for you.
Well, I think that it's good. Like it turns, like being an actor would be an amazing career. Like look, a lot of people try to become actors, and um, it's normally easier for the child actors to make the transition because they've played in like famous movies, or they just um, can get more into showbiz and the whole idea.
Yeah,
of things.
they all seem like well-rounded adults.
Yeah. But,
no, I'm just joking, man. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's weird. Like the way that some of them turn out. I mean, that's probably not like a fair brush to paint with for all of them, but it definitely seems like
it can turn some of them pretty bad because if like especially if they become famous, and then I guess just about anyone who gets famous, they can get into drugs and like a bad scene. And,
well, Corey Feldman, Joe Rogan was talking about him. Like he did some weird performance and like an interpretive dance at a baseball game or something. And
what? That sounds so weird.
Why would he was wearing like a Michael? Well, he's wearing a Michael Jackson. he was wearing a Michael Jackson coat and everything, and glove, and yeah. And Joe Rogan was talking about that. But
who is this guy again?
Corey Feldman. He played on like a bunch
so familiar. Corey Feldman.
Yeah, he played on a bunch of movies from the 80s mainly as a child actor, and like they're very, very, like the movies did really well. They're very famous movies. I can't remember them though.
So he was at a baseball game doing an interpretive dance, and he looked like Michael Jackson.
It was like his own unique original music, but it was really.
Oh, so it wasn't just like him like doing it in the stands, like he was actually performing during.
Yeah, he was doing like a little performance, but it was just so weird. And like I remember looking at it and like I was like, this is just awful. This is so bad. But you know, I mean, they give him a hard time. They give Corey Feldman a hard time because they say that he's just like, everyone says he's kind of gone a little nutty, and he's kind of apparently trying to get his fame, his former glory back. I don't really know what the case is. I mean, I don't want to shit talk anybody, but I just remember seeing that performance. I think it was on YouTube, or it may have been like Joe Rogan's podcast. But
well, that's normally what celebrities try to do. Like if they're not in any like successful movies, they try to do like some like publicity stunt or do something that gains them attention.
I think you're right, man. I think it was a publicity thing.
Yeah. So is he in like a band though that like travels and does these interpretive dances and
Well, I think. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it was an interpretive.
Was this the kid off of The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis?
No, that's a different kid.
Oh.
And that kid was in a movie called not Dolphin, not like Seal.
Whale.
Like Whale. And one of those
I'm just throwing out a name here.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. You know, it would help if we had our own Jamie, so we could say, Jamie, bring that up, Jamie, because Tusk. Walrus. I was thinking like all these different animals. What I was really trying to get to was walrus. Yeah. So, he tries to. It's this horror movie where the kid from The Sixth Sense is in it. Not as the guy who gets turned into the walrus, but this.
What? There's a guy who gets turned into a walrus?
It's insane. It's this psychotic middle-aged man who like abducts or like kidnaps this young man, like a guy like maybe around 20, and slowly turns him into a walrus.
Wow, that sounds really messed up.
It's Yeah, it's like a horror slash dark comedy, like, but it's worth checking out. I remember when I saw that, I was like, what am I watching? It was so weird, and it was so good though. Like the acting was so good in Tusk. He's like screaming at his captor to like let him go, but he could like barely talk anymore because he was slowly being turned into a walrus, and he's like being fed fish and stuff. And
So what that's messed up. Did he like actually put tusks on him?
Yeah, eventually he had tusks, and the kid from The Sixth Sense, and this girl, this guy who got turned into the walrus used to be their friend, and they had to go and visit him at like a animal sanctuary. Spoiler alert. I mean, I've totally given away the best parts, but
so like gets turned into a walrus, put tusk on him and everything, and feed him fish.
And the kid from The Sixth Sense is like all grown up in this movie, and him and this girl come and visit their former friend at an animal sanctuary because all that's left of him is a walrus, but he still has human eyes. It's so weird, man.
What? So that he's an actual walrus at the end with human eyes?
He's basically
what?
So stupid. That's why it's a dark comedy, because it's so ridiculous.
Oh.
But it's also a horror, like a slash horror movie at the same time, because you don't even realize you're watching a comedy. Like you don't really even realize it. It's like you actually think you're watching a horror movie, like a drama, and it basically is. It's such a weird genre of movie. But you would love it. It's
I want to check out just that scene at the end where they go and visit their former friend who's now a walrus, but he has human eyes.
He's trying to talk to his friends, and he's like,
what? So it's still him inside?
Yes.
Wait a minute. So the friends don't know that it's their friend inside the walrus?
No, they know.
Okay, so they do know.
They know, but there's just nothing they can do, and they like walk away all sad. They're like, oh, and then like
so it's like this guy is still like, I'm assuming it was a guy who got turned into a walrus.
Yeah, it was a guy.
So it's still his brain inside the walrus.
Yeah, it's a human brain inside the walrus. That's so stupid. It's so retarded, but it's so good though. It's so good.
Was it on Netflix or something?
It must be, yeah.
Well, how did you watch it?
I forget. I forget, but I
remember
funny. It's one of those movies that stands out in your mind, like Fight Club, or
it's one of those classics, Fight Club, Mission Impossible, Tusk.
Well, maybe not classic in that sense, but it's classic in the sense that it stays in your mind after you watch it. You like you remember it, like even like just mentioning it. Like, oh, do you remember that movie where? Yeah, I remember that movie. It was really fucked up. And like you immediately remember because it was so weird. It's like no, I don't think any other movie has been made like that before. But
yeah, if it's one like that, it definitely stays in your memory for sure.
Oh, and I want to say it's Quentin Tarantino. No, it's not Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
It could. I want to say it was like a unique director. I don't know if it was Quentin Tarantino, but it was I don't know. It was
Anthony Rodriguez.
Oh, did you just Google it?
No, but I believe it's Anthony Rodriguez who's made like co-directed movies with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, okay.
Anthony,
yeah, that name rings a bell for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I'll have to check that out though. That sounds like quite the dark comedy. I don't really watch dark comedies very often, but it sounds like it's a popular one among the dark comedies.
It's neat. I just find it neat to expand your mind into territories and places that you normally wouldn't have let it go, and like that's definitely one of those
your mind.
Yeah, it expands your mind, expands your experience platform.
Do you ever
I'm just making-
do you ever
I'm just
feel like
making up.
certain movies just make you like feel like stupid? You know what I mean? Like just from
Yeah. I would have to say that there are certain movies that are just, well, basically every movie that's being made nowadays is shit.
I like
Yeah.
watching movies like that because they're just funny to laugh at. Like you know, like the Sharknadoes but yeah, there is a lot of shit movies, but
the Sharknadoes are funny because they're satire, I guess. They're like, it's purposely just trying to be as retarded as possible and seeing how retarded it can get. It's just, I like Sharknadoes. It's great because it's so stupid, but like most of the movies, like these superhero movies, oh man, it's so stupid.
I remember laughing when I heard about Ant-Man, but I think that actually did really good.
Oh,
and he actually even played in like some of the other Marvel movies. Yeah, but
Oh, and who was that actor?
Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Paul Rudd.
He did some good. Yeah, he did some good movies, I guess, like Slapping the Bass, like that line. You know, Slapping the Bass.
Role Models?
Movie? No, he was in Role Models though. But I'm thinking of I think it might be I Love You Man. But
oh, is it the one where he plays like the brother? He's like a hippie brother.
No, it's not that one either. This one,
that's a good one. That one's funny.
I know what you're talking about. So I remember seeing the ads for that movie. But this one is like he like becomes friends with this guy, and they just play Rush songs all the time.
Nice.
And they're like, they love the band Rush. And these guys are I don't know, just the one scene. It's just like slapping the bass. It's kind of it was good.
Did he do like the slapping motion with his hand?
I forget what they did. It was like it's a little older movie now, but yeah, man, they were obsessed with the band Rush in the whole movie. And
I'll have to check that out. That sounds cool.
I just love getting into movies are pretty good. But like I was saying, I find some of the movies to be kind of lacking these days, but movies are still pretty badass. Like I like watching a good movie from time to time.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, so are you watching any shows lately?
Yeah, I've been watching Rick and Morty, man. It's amazing. I recommended it to you before. I highly recommend Rick and Morty. It is an awesome show. Go check it out.
Cool. I'll check
man,
it out.
they like travel throughout the multiverse, and they have like portable guns where they can go anywhere. So it's like, imagine the creative ideas that you could have. Like they're like infinite. It's like you could just go anywhere with you have a portal gun, and they make all these awesome episodes. It's like the grandson and the grandfather. The grandpa is a genius, and the grandson's kind of unsure of himself, and he's kind of like, oh, well, I don't know about that, and you got to watch it. Like I can't give it justice, but it's an awesome show. And
I think man, I think I've seen it like on Netflix and stuff. Like I've seen it like listed. Is it on?
I don't know. I don't have Netflix, so I'm not sure. I watched it on a site called Toon Nova. Steve showed it to me, and Steve actually highly recommended it, and I'm glad that he did because it's awesome. I'm actually almost I think I have like 3 episodes left. They only have 3 seasons, and I'm on like I just finished the 7th episode.
Huh. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it's really good to have a series that you really like and that you can go back to and watch and like every new episode is like a movie. that's I think TV series might actually be better than movies, and like Netflix and like these different platforms are just like they're just doing incredible right now because they're putting out all this badass TV series content all the time, and it's like every episode is a movie. So I actually think that that's where it's at, but it's just so difficult to find a good TV series, like, because I feel like I've seen a lot of them. But Rick and Morty, yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, once you find one, you can start binge watching it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out Rick and Morty. It's hilarious, man.
I feel like we have so many different topics to cover. I wish, and it's partly my fault. I wish, because I know that we were supposed to start a little earlier, but I feel like we have so many different topics we could cover. But fuck, man, I just looked at the time. It's like way past 12 now. Well, not way past. It's like 7 minutes past. But let's do an episode 3 like tomorrow. Would you be down for that?
Yeah, we can do third episode tomorrow. Yeah, why
whatever
not?
you want, man. Like whatever works for your schedule too. But I'm just thinking we should start it a little earlier though, because like.
Well, yeah, I was thinking of that actually today. I'm still glad that we did it though. But I got an idea about what we can start with for episode 3.
Sure.
Synchronicities. And
I'm gonna have to think about those because I
actually had one recently that involves Rick and Morty. So
okay.
I will let you know. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, man, I love hearing about those synchronicities, and then when it happens, you're like, no way, like that's so weird. Like either it's a really, really good coincidence, or there is something, I don't know, something going on that's like behind the scenes, if you want to get spiritual and stuff. But synchronicities are I don't know, it's definitely a really cool topic.
Yeah, man. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in episode 3.
See you guys in episode 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.